Alright, since the country is on lockdown, and I know, using the word lockdown just makes people, start panicking. So let's just say the earth is closed for the next few weeks, few months, who knows. Hopefully it gets better, but for now, we're stuck at home, right? Alright, so let me just start off by pulling up a simple statistic that's not gonna further depress you, and as you can see, way more people have recovered rather than passing on, but still, I guess we can't be ignorant as to how quickly it spreads. So stay at home, and that's exactly why I came up with this list, a bunch of movies for you to watch while we're quarantined at home. Now, this list that I constructed, it's not like the greatest, pandemic movies of all time. These are great movies. It has a mixture of entertainment, comedy, and maybe just a little bit, that it might stir up a little bit of that anxiety inside of you, with the current situation, but relax, it's just a movie, no need to get offended just yet. Okay, so at number 5 we have the Resident Evil franchise. Yes, this is an absolute classic when it comes to cinema. I'm kidding. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Number 5 is World War Z. This stars Brad Pitt fighting off a whole bunch of zombies with some really well done scenes where the tension is just pretty incredible. And of course, the major part of the story also revolves around the characters, the scientists and the doctors trying to find a cure for this disease. And what I can particularly appreciate about these movies is that these zombies are like freaking athletes. They're not those pathetic Walking Dead zombies, strutting around at 0.5 kilometers, per hour. No. These guys are Olympic athletes. If you're not fast enough, you're dead. You're done. That's why the tension is at this level. Alright, so number 4 is Zombieland. Yeah, so we're stacking up the zombie movies here, but trust me, this is definitely worth watching. So amidst the panic right now, I think everyone just needs a good laugh, and not only is the humor on point here, the characters are interesting, well written, and you somehow find yourself caring more about them than the actual story. So we have Jesse Eisenberg, what's his most iconic role? Lex Luthor. You don't want to mess with this guy. So we also have Emma Stone and Woody Harrelson. I don't think I need to say much more. Both fantastic actors, really good comedians as well. Go watch it. I think it's still on Netflix. I say I think is because Netflix has this habit of pulling away good movies. It happened so many times. The most recent one I think was The Dark Knight Rises. I was watching 20 minutes of it and then I fell asleep and wanted to watch it the next day. It's gone. Like that, I searched all over, couldn't find it, realized Netflix pulled it out. Yeah, this happens a lot. So if you see a good movie, instantly watch it before they, pull it off. Yeah, so that number 3 is Contagion. This one came out back in 2011 and it has a lot of big names. Jude Law, Kate Winslet, Gwyneth Paltrow, Lawrence Fishburne. But I think the biggest crime here is that Bryan Cranston, he's in this movie, but he's a side character. I mean, Bryan Cranston had a total of 20 minutes at max of screen time. Probably less. Despite having a lot of big names in this movie, it really struggles because there's just way too many characters. There's way too many subplots for its own good. It's bouncing from one plot to another. It doesn't know which character it wants to focus on. And in the end, you're left like, I don't really, care that much about any of them. Maybe a little bit from Matt Damon's character because he is sort of the main character here. But you kind of struggle to figure out who is it until the end. And the reason I put this on this list is not because it's a fantastic movie. It's because it's probably, terrifyingly the most accurate depiction as to what's going on today. And most importantly, you can learn a few things from this film. Like how the media has such an important role to play, especially not to make everyone, panic and freak out. And speaking of everyone, what every individual can do, to responsibly quarantine themselves, not further spread it, you really can take away a lot of important things. So I definitely recommend that you guys check it out. Alright, so number 2 is Shaun of the Dead. This is probably my favorite zombie movie because of just how funny it is. Very well written with humor that doesn't feel out of place. Nothing feels forced here. The actors, they just feel right for this movie. They just do a really good job of making it feel organic. But despite a quite generic story that we've seen 1,000 times, trust me, it is worth it for the comedy aspect alone. Alright, so number 1 is actually not just a film that, somewhat relates to the situation right now, but it's also one of the best trilogies ever made. And yes, I am cheating here a little bit by including 3 movies, but since we're stuck at home for the next few weeks, we have all the time in the world. So yeah, and they're absolutely worth it, right? So the Planet of the Apes trilogy, if you haven't seen it, you truly are missing out on something. Now, technically, the pandemic that killed off most of the humans only starts in the second movie. But as I said, we have too much time on our hands. You can definitely fit in this trilogy. You know how most times the original is, fantastic, and then we head towards the sequels and it falls downhill, but not with this one. It actually gets better in each movie. So the original is the foundation story. We spend time with Caesar's family, James Franco, and basically the world is introduced to these very intelligent apes. Then in the second one, there's more action. The story starts to elevate, and the motion capturing, is just phenomenal. And by the third movie, you're realizing that these CGI apes are the main characters, and nothing looks off here. Everything is on point. The directing, the cinematography, the main characters, which is Caesar and the rest of the apes. I really don't have anything negative to say about this trilogy. Maybe the title could have been different for the third movie because War for the Planet of the Apes, and there wasn't really a huge war and battles and stuff like that. It's more character driven, story driven, not really a war. So maybe my only issue is with the title, as what many people were saying, that they were kind of disappointed that there wasn't a huge war. But yeah, so I guess that's the only issue I have. And other than that, this is definitely one of the most well-made trilogies, considering that apes, motion captured CGI apes are the main characters. It somehow works. So pretty much this totals up to 8 movies as of now. Maybe 1 movie a day. If you want to watch more in one day, it's up to you. And I will be covering another sort of pandemic movie, and this one is really special that it deserves its own 15-minute review. And it stars Mark Wahlberg. Maybe some of you might know what this movie is. It came out quite a while ago actually, so yeah, look forward to that. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Stay at home, stay safe, and yeah, see you guys in the next one. Ciao.